it down!
Hey, morning glory and hallelujah, everybody. It is the morning after with Nick and Big J. Welcome to Tuesday, the 12th day of November, 2024. My name is Nick. There's Big J right over yonder.
Yeah.
How was the long weekend for you, Big J?
Low key, man. Low key.
We're not going to be able to talk to Mrs. Kylie today.
Yeah, what a shame.
But how do you think your grade would have gone?
Not good, not good.
No?
No, I really dragged ass this weekend. Tried to get out of doing everything I could.
Uh-huh. Did you end up getting the lawn done?
I started to yesterday.
Okay.
And then hurt my back.
Oh, no, Big J.
Because I took, I couldn't find the long rake. Turns out it was in the backyard.
Yeah.
And I had a shorter rake, and so I was trying to rake with that, and it was a bad idea. I got halfway in, and I'm like, I'm done.
So now you're on the IR. Your back's not feeling great.
It's all right today.
Okay.
But
all right.
it was not helpful yesterday.
No.
That's for sure.
No. I'm sorry that you injured yourself once again doing chores around the house. It is a running theme in the Big J mythos, but I am happy that you're here. Hopefully it was a good weekend for everybody
How
else
about you,
involved.
man?
It was good. It was good. Very low key as well. Spent some time hanging out with some friends that I haven't seen in a while, so that was always good. And just had a fairly low key weekend and hung out. And I look forward to many of those in the future, although we're starting to get busy once again here in the coming weekends, which we may talk about a little bit later on this week. We also have a fairly busy show planned for you today. We have Streaming Dumbass on the agenda. Big J wants to watch a movie tonight. He needs your help selecting it, so you'll have a chance to do that. You have been helping him out and picking some good movies as of late, so we're excited to keep that streak continuing as he's approved the last 3 movies that he has watched. And then, of course, we also have an opportunity for you to actually get the recap of the morning after Fantasy Football League. We're going to go to hell. We got Rise Against tickets that are up for grabs for tomorrow night's show at the Revolution Concert House and Event Center. And, Big J, we kick off an opportunity for you to get qualified for the Holiday Treasure. $10,000 that we're giving away. So that's going to happen at 7:40. We actually, because yesterday was technically a holiday, we have 2 opportunities this morning for people to get qualified by playing our Carol quiz. So that's going to be fun.
That's another thing. These holidays aren't really holidays anymore. Yesterday, I ventured out in the middle of, what would be, I would think not a lot of traffic. Tons of traffic, buses everywhere. Kids went to school.
Yeah.
I didn't know kids go to school on Veterans Day.
Yeah, Veterans Day.
That's unfreaking American.
Is a federal holiday, but yet one of those that isn't celebrated by pretty much anybody, which is why it was weird for it to be a company holiday, but there's a lot of people out there that yesterday was just their standard normal day.
I was upset. I was like, what are kids going to school for on Veterans Day?
Yeah, they were. And it has been for a while. I'm not sure they ever had Veterans Day off, unfortunately. But it is still a national and federal holiday, so hopefully if those of you that served enjoyed your day off and the respect that goes along with it. But we should probably get started with some music, Big J. AC/DC going to kick things off this morning here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J on the X.
In search of news.
Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
After a long weekend, Big J, what better way to come back to work than with a visit from our best friend?
Oh, Gas Buddy!
Gas Buddy's here. Hey, Gas Buddy.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Just hanging out here on a Tuesday morning. Do you have good news or bad news for us, Gas Buddy?
Election's over.
Yeah, I know. You can't blame it on that anymore. Now what?
Gas prices going up.
No, Gas Buddy. Traditionally, you get it wrong every time.
Uh-oh.
They're still going down again, Gas Buddy.
It's great news.
10 cents over the last week here in Boise, marking the new average price of about $3.12 per gallon. Of course, I don't have to tell you that Gas Buddy surveys about 216 gas stations in the Boise area. Gas Buddy, how do you get around all those places?
Busy guy.
Yeah? Do you have teleportation powers, or do you actually travel in a gas-powered vehicle to each location?
You see me come in and out of here?
Yeah, no, you're right. You are your magic. Our little magic friend, Gas Buddy.
Like a poof.
Like a poof.
And he's gone.
The cheapest station in Boise, according to Gas Buddy, is $2.87. That was as of yesterday. Most expensive gas in the actual city of Boise is $3.69. So once again, it definitely does make a difference where you fuel up, because there's a difference of 82 cents a gallon there.
Yeah, where is that? You always say the cheapest is $2.87, but you never say where.
Gas Buddy doesn't reveal his sources. Gas Buddy, where is the cheapest gas?
I guess I can't say.
What about the most expensive gas? Put them on blast.
any chevron.
I actually think it's the, I don't want to say it, just in case I'm wrong.
That Techron is got some stuff in it.
I don't think it's the Techron. I think it might be the Phillips 66 that have the super fancy non-ethanol gas.
Yeah, that could be. It's either one of those.
Yeah. As for the Gem State, the lowest price station on Sunday came in at $2.60 per gallon, and then the most expensive $3.69. Of course, the same one here in Boise. Nationally, the average price of a gallon of gas has dropped 2.5 cents. So thank you, Gas Buddy, for all your good news and all your magic that you bring here to the Treasure Valley. We love you. Bye.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Magic.
Like Kaiser Sosa. Disappears. Well, Big J, the good news and the bad news for the Broncos about Saturday night. The good news is they won. The bad news is it wasn't the blowout that
I predicted,
that Big J predicted, nor what they were hoping that they would get after some kind of faltering above them on the top 10. And so they didn't make up any space. In fact, they lost a ranking. They're down to 13th in the country after Saturday's 28-21 victory over the Wolfpack on the Blue. It wasn't the domination. In fact, it was a much closer than anybody thought. It was tied at halftime. It just was not a great game, although Ashton Genty once again had a fantastic game.
200 yards.
Yeah, 209 yards, 3 touchdowns, a career-high 34 carries. And he was once again named the Offensive Player of the Week for the Mountain West Conference. Any guess how many times he's won that award this year so far, Big J?
Every year, every week?
6. He's got 6 of them so far. And currently for the season, 1,734 rushing yards, 23 touchdowns. That leads the nation in both categories, but they did slide a position down to 13 on Monday. Next to San Jose State for a Mountain West Conference game on the 16th against the Spartans. So hopefully the Broncos...
Not a gimme either, though.
No, the Spartans have been playing well. And so hopefully they kind of get it figured out and dialed in, and there could be a little bit of a dominating victory here involved for the Broncos. But a win is a win, and they stay kind of in the upper echelon of things. So I guess no complaints, right?
No. They got to bring the hammer.
All right. Well, they didn't listen to you last time, so we'll see what happens this time around. If you are familiar with the game show Jeopardy and you are familiar with Geeks Who Drink, a pub trivia game that happens here in the Treasure Valley as well as across the country, they are bringing the iconic quiz show to bar trivia nights nationwide here soon. The social and live adaptation, which is set to debut next month in limited capacity and then expand nationwide, will even allow some winners to qualify for the TV version hosted by Ken Jennings. They're using something called time play technology. That means you can engage in real-time gameplay with your mobile devices, and then Geeks Who Drink hosts will lead the trivia experience. And so it's an opportunity for you to play trivia and Jeopardy in your own favorite bar here in the Treasure Valley and enjoy some things and check out some of the quizzes. I think I've gone on record. Geeks Who Drink is my favorite trivia here in the Treasure Valley. It's one that I usually play when I go out and I play. I feel it's more challenging than some of the others, and when they tie in the Jeopardy, you know it's not going to be any joke either, because they won't pull any punches. If you're qualifying for the TV show, there's going to be some hard-ass questions involved in these that you're going to have to answer in the form of a question, Big J. Don't you dare mess around.
In the form of a question.
Don't you dare mess around. So that's going to happen in a limited capacity next month, and then probably roll it out nationwide next year in pubs that have Geeks Who Drink. And I believe it's Boise Brewing here in the Treasure Valley that has that. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There is your important stuff for the 6 o'clock hour. Streaming Dumbass next on the X.
Lex. It's Streaming Dumbass on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
All right, Big J wants to watch a movie tonight, but he cannot make that decision by himself. We have taken that responsibility away from him.
I literally can't.
Have put it into your hands, because when he's left to his own devices, he picks things like, what was the last movie you watched on your own?
I just flip through and can never decide to watch it.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Actually, the last movie I watched was a rewatch of The Fall Guy.
Okay, so it was a movie that you've seen already.
Yeah.
This particular case is a movie that Big J hasn't seen. So the way we do this is I give you the plot descriptions of 3 movies that are found on streaming services on the internet. We keep out the title, we keep out the stars, at least for now. You're left with only the plot description, which may have a bunch of details or a limited amount of details. It depends on which movie we're talking about. And then once you hear those 3 plot descriptions, you text into us which movie you want Big J to watch. Movie number 1, movie number 2, or movie number 3. The movie that gets the most votes, that's the one Big J agrees to watch. No questions asked. Agree or disagree, Big J?
Agreed.
Wonderful. Your motivations are your own. If you think the movie sounds hilarious and awesome and you want Big J to watch a good one, vote for that. If you think the movie sounds awful and you want to torture Big J, whatever decision you want to make is up to you. We're just asking you to make one because the most votes we get, the less likely there's a tie. And in case of a tie, I've got to break it. And I already know all these titles. So we're trying to avoid all biasness involved here. You understand?
Yes.
So get ready because here comes movie number 1. A strange disease has spread across the planet, turning people into violent creatures. A man who lives in isolation after the death of his wife will have to manage to survive in this apocalyptic scenario with his little cat.
Oh.
Movie number 2. A birthday mushroom trip brings Elliot face to face with her older self. When the older Elliot starts handing out warnings that about her younger self should and shouldn't do, she realizes she has to rethink everything about family, love, and her summer. And movie number 3, when the power of unlimited imagination falls into the wrong hands, it will take all of a young man's creativity to save both the real world and his own. Movie number 1, Kitty Time. Movie number 2, Life Lessons. Movie number 3, With Great Power Comes Great Responsibility. These are your 3 choices, not the actual titles, just my quick synopsis of the 3 plots given to you. Text movie number 1, movie number 2, or movie number 3 to 208-287-1003. We will tabulate all the votes, let you know the titles of all the movies, and the one that Big J will have to watch next on the X Rocks. That's Pearl Jam. That is Daughter here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Big J, have the votes been tabulated?
They sure have.
Do we have a clear and decisive winner for Streaming Dumbass?
We do.
Wonderful. Let's go in descending order. What movie got the least amount of votes?
That would be movie number 2.
Movie number 2 was the comedy of the bunch. That is called My Old Ass, starring Maisie Stella and Aubrey Plaza, which is
damn it.
an Amazon original film. Currently ranked number 3 in the Prime rankings. It seems it's
People
got
suck.
really good reviews. I imagine it's probably a very funny movie, but alas, if you want to watch My Old Ass, you're going to have to do so on your own time. What movie came in second place?
Movie number 3.
Movie number 3 was the family movie of the bunch. That is Harold and the Purple Crayon. I can't imagine you ever read that book when you were a kid.
Crayon?
Yeah. Did you ever read the book when you were a kid? It's a fairly big book series.
Yeah, of course not.
Zachary Levi stars in it. Zoe Deschanel is in that movie as well.
Man, that sounds fun too.
That movie is available on Netflix.
I'm
Once again,
stuck with a crapper.
you're stuck with, at the very least, the one that is not in English. It is called Apocalypse Z, The Beginning of the End. It stars Francisco Ortiz and Berta Vasquez. It is also on Prime. It is also based on a series of books that are very popular. These a little bit more adult-oriented. It looks to be zombie apocalypse-esque, and there's animals involved. So
My least favorite. What the hell are you doing over here, man?
we will see. Hey, listen, there were 2 other choices. Blame the audience.
Yeah, I blame you.
No.
You put the crapper one in there.
I think the audience thinks. Now, listen, it just has good reviews as
They
well.
just heard that because I like cats.
Well, I think it's
I tell
because
you what, I'm going to hold every one of these bleepers responsible if that cat died.
I have no idea if it does or it does not. I did not look into it, but I can say I think that they default towards the action one that seems like it may be more fast paced than the others because they know you like those kind of movies.
Thank God I got that X-ray thing. I can just get a summary.
And so, don't you dare cheat, Big J. That is not what Streaming Dumbass is about. So, if you want to play the home game, the movie is called Apocalypse Z, The Beginning of the End. It is the number 1 movie on Amazon currently, so it'll be hard to pass it up, but it is on Prime. You can watch it and then compare and contrast your review with Big J's, which will come right around this time tomorrow. Apocalypse Z, Big J. Get ready to go back into the zombie fun. Morning After with Nick and Big J coming up, some important stuff, and we're going to hell. It's the X Rocks.
Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Big J, I know this is not in your wheelhouse, but do you know if the wife has started some of the Christmas shopping already?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's one of those deals that kind of happens right around after Halloween hits, then the Christmas season starts and shopping starts to happen.
She gave me, she's like, hey, here's something I would like. Do some research and tell me which one I should buy.
Okay. All right.
I'm like, okay.
So that's what you're getting her for Christmas.
Yeah.
Understood. And if that is the case, you're not alone. About 73% of us Americans do what's called slow shopping. And that's basically spreading out our Christmas shopping over the months leading up to Christmas, as opposed to one of the things, I feel like it was like a 90s thing or an 80s thing where everything was last minute, and we don't do that anymore. I think online shopping has helped with some of that stuff where we are able to spread things out. We have a list, or we're at least made aware of things that go on sale at particular points, and then we're like, you know what, seems like a good time to pick this up for Christmas for the kids or for the wife or for whatever. So if you're somebody that spreads it out over a long period of time, no, you're not alone. It's kind of what we're doing. It's the new way we shop. Used to be like we all line up for hours for Black Friday and go crazy.
I miss it.
But it's just not that way anymore. I mean, there's still plenty of people that do it. Make no mistake about it. It's just we start our Christmas shopping long before that particular event.
I just miss the 80s. So.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Because you used to stand in line with the wife, right? You would go out there and do that Black Friday
it was
stuff.
Fun. Yeah, when we didn't have to work that day.
Yeah. I remember on several days we used to send you out. Remember when people were out there back when Big J was doing on the street stuff?
Yep.
And getting arguments with people that are standing in line for no reason?
That's right.
You can also, by the way, expect to pay a little bit more for presents this year than you have in years past. And it doesn't look like that's slowing down anytime soon, just in case you're curious.
Inflation's over.
No.
It was announced last Tuesday.
I'm sorry, it's not. Hey, I don't care if you like it or not. You're going to have more international NFL games, according to Roger Goodell. He is aiming for 8 international games next year. That's the most ever in a season. The list includes a game in Madrid, at least one in Germany, a few in London. They want to return to Brazil. They want to go to Mexico City, where they last played a game in 2022. As for the 8th game, they're looking for something in the UK area. They maybe want to go to Ireland as well. So the NFL wants to make it an international product, which means, games will be starting at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't know about you, but there's no way in hell I was getting up to watch that Panthers-Giants mess.
I know. Why
at
would you?
6 in the morning on Sunday.
See,
That's
at least for the most part, all those games have been terrible. Just terrible teams. You don't have to watch. It's okay.
Yeah.
Just make sure you got your lineup set.
Right. Oh, no, I'll miss the Jacksonville game. What a kick in the jeans.
Crap.
But it doesn't matter. While, the state's viewership isn't exactly amazing, it's still better than whatever's usually going on at 6:30 on a Sunday. And so the NFL wins that time slot going away. They're making a crap ton of money taking their product internationally. So don't be surprised that it's not slowing down anytime soon.
Get a game there at the race course. Right?
Wrexham may be a little bit too small for what the NFL has in mind.
But the cachet with Ryan Reynolds and the whole thing.
Yeah. Make it an Eagles game. Make everybody happy.
Yeah.
That would make Rob happy as well. Big J, you and I don't watch Yellowstone. We may be the only people in the world that don't. But if you do watch Yellowstone and say, you know what, I like it, but you know what it's missing? People singing. Get ready. Taylor Sheridan, the creator of Yellowstone, is teaming up with Blake Shelton to produce a new singing competition series. It is called The Road, and it will be trying to find the next superstar, the next big thing. It doesn't matter what genre you are in. They want to do like a Yellowstone-style singing competition, Big J.
Jesus.
The singers then will join Blake Shelton on tour, and they'll go out together, and The Road will be on CBS, and it will premiere in the fall
They'll get a
of
song
next year.
in the next season.
One of the 17 spin-offs of Yellowstone. Yes, they'll have their music featured, I'm sure. And then you'll be able to see all of your favorite Yellowstone songs performed in person once The Road goes on the road.
Good for them.
So, yeah, listen.
Good for them. I mean,
singing competitions do well. I thought maybe we'd have our fill at this point because there's so many to choose from. But there's still American Idol, there's still The Voice, there's The Masked Singer, there's God knows what else, and now there's The Road as well. So get ready, there's more coming.
Road.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. We're going to go to hell. It's next on the X Rocks.
Stories that are incredibly up. Oh man, we're going to hell.
Oh, you know they're both going to hell, right?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
We're past the statute of limitations, I think, on anything that could get you in trouble, Big J. But in your younger years, when you were wild and free, you ever dine and dash anywhere? Like as a dumb kid?
No.
Okay.
No, but I did I was unfortunately involved in a Dine and Dash episode.
What?
We had, when we were doing the Middleton Fantasy Football League,
That's
remember
right.
we had a fantasy draft at the Buffalo Wild Wings in Nampa, and somebody at our party didn't pay for their stuff.
Right.
And it was just a miscommunication, but they wanted to send the police after them.
Yeah, it was.
And it was our party, so they called me first. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what? No.
Somebody didn't pay for. I do remember that story now that you say that. It was not an intentional dine and dash, but yes, it was. It was something that was forgotten. But for those that are unfamiliar with the dine and dash concept, Big J, what would it be?
You go to a restaurant, preferably a nice one, have a great meal, and then disappear when the check comes.
Yeah, it's really, really douchey and not a good thing to do. Now what we're going to do is take that basic premise and we're going to move it into a strip club for today's We're Going to Hell story.
Oh, okay.
Down in Florida, a 27-year-old Pennsylvania man, no, not those kind of finger steaks, was arrested yesterday on a petty theft charge after he allegedly stole a lap dance, Big J. Apparently, he was inside a Florida strip club, which, of course, is called Rain, and agreed to services with a dancer there for a $40 private dance. And then the dance was completed, and when it was done, he decided he wasn't going to pay and just left the nightclub in Clearwater without paying for the dance at 2:45 in the morning.
And he left with his legs still working?
Yeah, I guess.
What kind of club is this?
A deputy then collared him after being told by a club manager that the patron had not paid the $40. So he was charged with misdemeanor theft. He was booked into the county jail. He was released after posting his $40 bond, Big J. A judge ordered him to stay away from the nightclub as well, which is a bummer, Big J, because it features 55 televisions, 3 full liquor bars, 30 private dance rooms, and several VIP suites. A real high society Big J place back in the day, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And he is no longer allowed back into that particular premises. And then he had to pay the $40 to the club as well. So everybody eventually got their money. Nobody wins when you walk out after a private dance and don't pay anybody.
I feel one person is left out of this, and that's the dancer.
She got her $40.
Okay, well, I'm thinking that the judge, though, should have also, on top of this, made the man give her a lap dance.
Okay. Well,
in the court.
No, we're not in the actual judicial proceedings of this yet. This all happened in the last 24 hours. So
consider that.
At a later court date, there could be some restitution involved where, yes, he, in fact, would have to give the dancer a private dance. Although, would the dancer be interested in that?
I don't know. Humiliation is a really good tool sometimes.
You don't think having your mugshot posted on the internet after not paying for a private dance is a humiliation?
See, it doesn't say that. If you go to Ada County, it doesn't say, "Oh, he didn't pay for his lap dance."
It just says petty theft.
Petty theft.
Yeah, so. You're right. But we know when we see this guy's picture what he did. So do us all a favor, everybody. Pay for whatever services you get, please and thank you. I mean, I don't know if he was upset with it. He doesn't really get into the motivation as to why he decided not to pay for the $40 private dance, if he wasn't happy with it or whatever the case may be. But there are methods and ways that you can go about doing that without, stiffing people and getting a petty theft charge thrown on top of everything else.
Yep.
But lessons are learned here, and we'll see what ends up happening to this gentleman from Pennsylvania who clearly was vacationing in Florida and just didn't do it the right way. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your We're Going to Hell story. Guess what? We got to get 2 people qualified for the X's Holiday Treasure. We're trying to give away $10,000 just in time for the holiday season. Let's get the first 2 people that are going to be involved in this big giveaway party next on the X Rocks.
Here's...
It's cold.
Yes, it's cold.
Can I just...
No, you can't skip it. But at least we can make it more bearable for you.
Let's play the X's Carol Quiz to get you qualified for our holiday treasure on 100.3 The X Rocks.
It all starts now. Your first opportunity to qualify for the X's Holiday Treasure. What is it? Well, we're giving away $10,000, and you can win your share of it if you get qualified with our Carol Quiz. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to take 2 qualifiers today because we didn't have a chance to do it yesterday during Veterans Day, and we want to make sure we get as many people as we can qualified for our big giveaway party, which is going to happen on December 10th at Barbarian Brewing in Garden City. And that's where we're going to give away $10,000 guaranteed, and you can win your share of it. There's going to be multiple stockings out there, tons of money in a lot of stockings, including the $5,000 grand prize, and we would like you to be a part of the fun just in time for Christmas. So if you want to get in on the fun, you have to play our Carol Quiz, 208-287-1003. Big J is going to read you 3 titles of songs. One of them is an actual Christmas carol. The other two are just titles we completely pulled out of our backyard. If you can correctly identify the actual Christmas carol, are you going to read them as Santa?
Sure, why not?
Okay. If you can actually correctly identify the real Christmas carol out of the three, you are officially qualified. You've read these. We try to make them kind of simple, right?
Yeah, if you don't know these, you're a moron.
We're trying not to make this difficult for you to qualify. We're just trying to have a little fun. Big J, are you ready?
Yes.
Let's get our first qualifier. Hello, the X.
Hello,
Good morning. Hi, who's this?
this is Janine.
All right, Janine, you could be our first qualifier. You have to identify the real Christmas carol out of the three Big J's about to read to you, okay?
Okay,
Good luck.
This night of nights, oh holy night, and oh holy crap.
One of those is a real Christmas carol, Janine. Which one is it?
Ho, ho, ho.
There's the Santa.
That's
You
all I got.
threw it right out the gate, yeah.
oh holy night.
Is it Oh Holy Night?
Holy night is correct.
Bam, Janine. Congratulations.
Now sing
it. Now you have to sing the Christmas carol in order to get qualified. No, we're kidding.
Oh, I don't know the words.
Yeah, no, we're not going to have Big J sing any of this stuff. Janine, congratulations. Hold on tight, okay? We'll get some information from you and make sure that you are all set and good to go. Now we got to get a second qualifier, Big J. Are you ready for
Yeah,
that?
I'm ready, man.
All right, we're going to go back to back this morning.
Back to
Hello, the
back.
X.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, buddy. Who's this?
Jeff.
All right, Jeff. Here comes Big J with three Christmas carols. One of them's real, two aren't. You have to identify the real one.
Ho, ho, ho. Silent night, quiet evening, and Christmas loving.
Silent Night.
Silent night is correct.
You nailed it, Jeff. You got it right. Congratulations, brother. You are also qualified to join us December 10th at Barbarian Brewing in Garden City. Well played. You hold on tight. We'll get some information from you as well, all right?
All right.
Thank you, Jeff. You're a good man. That's how it works. The Carol Quiz will continue right around this time tomorrow. Special thank you to Dennis Dillon Auto Group, Mountain Health Co-op, and CBH Homes for helping us put this on and have some fun for the holiday season with the X's Holiday Treasure.
Fun, man.
Yeah, good. And I like the Santa angle. You can bring it into a couple more,
I'll
I think.
play it up more.
Good.
I'll
good.
do some more research on these songs.
You don't have to.
Okay.
You can just do more research on how Santa sounds, and I think we'll be all right.
All right.
Morning
Fair
after with Nick and Big J. Important stuff on the way. So is your Pop Culture Smackdown. It's coming up on the X Rocks.
Important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The morning after with Nick and Big J.
Thanksgiving about 2 weeks away, and then Christmas a stone's throw from there. What are your holiday plans, Big J? How many holiday gatherings have you and your family committed to?
I don't know yet. Two.
Two
probably.
at least.
Yeah.
Okay. One for Thanksgiving and then one for Christmas, you think? You don't think you have to bounce around to a couple Christmas things?
Yes, it'll probably happen. That'll
Because
happen.
you'll have the kids, you'll have your in-laws, you'll have your family at
We
some
got
point.
the gluten-free people who sucks for them.
Yeah, they have to have a special kind of ceremony, which is
Yeah.
understandable. And if you are getting ready for the holidays, you can count on at least 3 different holiday gatherings that you're going to. That's the number that the average American will hit this particular year. 36% wish they were attending more gatherings. Is that do you wish that, or are you happy with the amount that you get?
I'm happy.
And then 35% are like, a little bit less would be nice around this time of year as well. Most respondents attending a Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner, while there's going to be some Friendsgiving celebrations that also are mixed in there a little bit, or holiday or Christmas parties that are also part of the get-togethers and gatherings that count in this particular world. And no matter what it is, Big J, the one thing that people don't like to do, hosting for these particular get-togethers. It's a lot more work than just going
show up and eat
to somebody's house and bailing when the meal is done. So if you are the person that is tasked with hosting, our thoughts are with you. That cannot be easy, especially when you got 28 jackals showing up at your house for Thanksgiving.
That's the fun. I love the hosting.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because you enjoy cooking for that many people and having people around your house. Yeah, listen, some people do enjoy that. But, the stuff that you do enjoy, there's probably 6 or 7 things that you don't enjoy, like cleaning up or wrangling the dogs or whatever the case may be.
I'm like, why put up all these damn decorations the day after Halloween if nobody's coming over to see it?
It's true. You got to show your work. And I'm glad you'll have an opportunity to do exactly that. Ashton Genty's pretty good at what he does. He was named the Offensive Player of the Week for the Mountain West Conference for the 6th time this season. He had 209 yards and 3 touchdowns on a career-high 34 carries for the Broncos, who just squeaked past the Wolfpack 28-21 on Saturday. That made them lose a slot in the AP poll and the coaches poll. They're down to 13 there nationwide, which is down from 12 last week, but you can expect that when you don't show up like you're supposed to show up against a team that you're favored to beat by 38 points or 28 points. It's just not great. But Genty continues to have a crazy impressive season. He's already got 1,734 rushing yards, 23 rushing touchdowns, leads the nation in both those categories. He is good at what he does. And now we got next San Jose State on the road on the 16th for the Broncos, with that game kicking off at 5 p.m. Big J, you have Puka Nacua on your fantasy football team. How is he as an NFL receiver?
He's pretty good.
What if you found out that he was thinking about leaving the NFL so that he could be an NBA player?
Well, good luck.
He thinks he can do both, and he thinks it'd be pretty easy for him to do that.
Oh.
He says in just about 3 months, he thinks he could transfer over from the NFL to the NBA. And maybe, Big J, he might have a chance, because you know who Stan Kroenke is, right?
Yeah.
The owner of the Rams, also the owner of
the LA Clippers.
No, the Denver Nuggets. And so maybe, just maybe, Puka could get his opportunity to play in both sports. That would be the first time anybody's double teamed in that particular world. We've had baseball players that played football and vice versa with Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders, but we have never seen a NFL player jump to another sport and do this in that high of a level.
I think he would fit in. He likes throwing punches. So that fits in the NBA. Let's start a brawl.
I mean, it was just one time. I'm
but
not
it cost
sure.
me. So.
Yeah, it sure did. It sure did. How did he do last night? I did not see.
He did just almost enough to get me a win.
Oh, well, there's your spoiler alert for the morning after fantasy football report later on.
I needed him to get like 5 more yards.
The rumors are no longer just rumors, Big J. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson admits that he pees in weird places when he's on the set of movies. If you remember a couple months ago, there were some pretty interesting articles that came out that said that The Rock likes to urinate in water bottles and just leave them around the set, and he shows up late to the set. Well, he did an interview with GQ as they were promoting Red One and said that, you know what, in fact, he did show up late to the Red One a bunch of times, and in fact, he did urinate into water bottles and leave them around the set. And he said that, it's weird that he does it, but he has to do what he needs to do when he is running late, and that's the way he deals with it. He does say that it's crazy and ridiculous that he does it, but I didn't see an apology in any part of the interview, so it's like, hey, listen, you want to work with The Rock, you're going to have to deal with pee bottles. That's just the way it works, pal. It's like you're dealing with a long-distance trucker, and that's just how it's going to go.
Yeah, well, I imagine that's probably more common than just him.
You think?
Especially when you get costumes and things like that.
Maybe.
I bet, for the men anyways.
I guess, but one would think that you would learn a little bit more about it if that were the case. But this is the first time I've ever heard anything about it. But at least he's owning up to it, so now they're not rumors anymore. But it was back in April that the Rap originally posted a story about how this was one of the things he did on the set, and everybody was like, no. And now he's like, yeah, that happened. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff for the 8 o'clock hour. We will test your pop culture knowledge. That's next on the X Rocks.
Culture Smackdown. Right. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
And let's hook it up, man. There's a big show tomorrow night at the Rev Center. It is Rise Against LS Dunes coming to town. Will be awesome. No doubt about that. So we're going to get you in there. Real easy. You just need to beat me in Pop Culture Smackdown. I think I'm good, though. I got some rest over the weekend. Cleared my mind.
All right.
I'm ready.
Okay. I think you're going to go on a run as well. 208-287-1003 is the number you need to call if you'd like these Rise Against tickets for tomorrow night. You are going to have to defeat Big J in this Pop Culture Smackdown battle in order to claim these tickets, but I will wish every single person that tries to take on Big J good luck, as I wish Big J good luck as well. Are you ready?
Yep.
To the phones we go. Hello, the X.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, buddy, what's your name?
Brian.
All right, Brian, you're up first. Brian, what actress played Laurie Strode in the 1978 horror film Halloween and then about 5 other times in subsequent sequels?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
That is correct.
Right.
You're officially taking on Big J. Big J, in the TV show The Simpsons, what was the name of Homer's snowplowing service?
He was the Snowplow King. The Snow King.
Wrong.
Mr.
No.
Plow?
Yeah.
Was it Mr. Plow?
Plow King was Barney's business.
Okay, damn
that
it.
They were competing against each other.
Mr. Plow.
Mr. Plow.
For the love of God! You can't even just hand me one.
That was what that
I
was
know.
supposed to be.
Yes. You know, if you're gonna hand me one, just make it a James Bond one. I'll get that, no problem. But
All right. I mean, you don't have a James Bond tattoo, though. So I thought maybe I was wading in the right waters.
The tattoo is 26 years old.
I know, but that's like a. I mean, I feel like that's a big part of The Simpsons. The Mr. Plow.
Mr. Plow.
That's
is,
his name. That name
I
again
knew
is
it.
Mr.
It
Plow.
just I got them confused.
Congratulations, Brian. You've got tickets to Rise Against for tomorrow night at the Rev Center. Please hold on tight. We'll get some information from me and make sure you're good to go. There is your Pop Culture Smackdown. We are going to do a run of headlines. That's happening next on the X Rocks.
Here's traffic inside the T.
It's Radiohead. That is Creep here on The Morning After with Nick and Big J. And I suppose it's one of those days where we have to talk a little bit about how this comes together. The Morning After Fantasy Football League, week number 10 in the bag. How's it going, Big J?
Hey, man, it was going pretty good. Not
Until-
really. I mean, I lost last week. And, I mean, you were here last Thursday, Nick, and we were talking about the crazy game that transpired with the Bengals. And I think you have Jamar Chase in a league.
I do in
right?
one league,
So
yes.
I was complimenting you on that. I'm like, God, would have been nice if T. Higgins had played and they spread that around because I have T. Higgins. And then 20 or 30 minutes later, I go and I check my score, and I audibly am extremely upset. I mean, I even pounded on the desk because I had left T. Higgins in my lineup by accident. It was a mishap that happens on occasion between using a browser and whatever. I didn't mean to leave him in my lineup, and he was in all places in the flex position. And I mean, that's a critical position, especially when you have injuries and things like that. And so I couldn't replace that. And listen, when we get down to it here, that cost me severely in the game because I was going up, got to give it a Hawk Tua. And, I mean, it was a very, very close game between the two of us. In fact, my quarterback, Jaden Daniels, only got 8.58 points. His quarterback, Baker Mayfield, only got 8.94 points. So, it was a good combo right there. And both of us kind of, going up against each other and had similar games unfold. So it was a very close game. And last night it came down to the wire for me. I needed 20 points out of Paka Nakua. And as it turns out, I only needed actually 1.16 points. And he fell short just a little bit. He had almost 18 or 19 points, which he was my biggest point getter for the game. And again, that T. Higgins spot with getting no points from that really hurt me. I would have put in Godert, who is another tight end who has been off injured. He scored 10.5 points. I would have won. I screwed up, and Haktua gets it, and I lost by almost under 2 points.
And that's a bummer, man. And what does your record fall to because of that?
Now I'm 5-5.
Oh,
so
no.
I'm right above where you are at.
Oh, no, you're way above me, my friend.
You're very envious of my position.
I am. I wish I was at 500 because once again, I got my head caved in the Morning After Fantasy Football League. Nakua Matata, Alex improves to 7-3 with, quite frankly, an easy win over me. Probably closer than it should have been. I mean, I scored 104 points. I had double digits pretty much everywhere, but I had Tua and Tyreek Hill going last night. I needed them to combo up and outscore Cooper Kupp by about 15 points in order to get the win. And the two of them scored pretty much the same as Cooper Kupp last night. So I lost by 16 points, 120 to 104. And there's nobody on my bench that could have changed the outcome of the game. So I can't even blame coaching or anything like that. My only hope is my season really started to go downhill when Nico Collins got on IR. He was such a machine, and he was an automatic 20-plus points for me. And he is coming back, hopefully next week. But at this point, I do believe it's too late to salvage my season. I'm 2-8. I've lost 6 in a row. I'm just consistently terrible, and there's nothing good coming out of this season in the Morning After Fantasy Football League for me. And I got a tough matchup next week, too, so I'm not holding my breath. But congratulations to Alex, who improves to 7-3. Prestige Worldwide picked up his 5th win of the season with beating Pulverine 124-96. Big game out of Lamar Jackson on Thursday night. 17 points out of the rookie wide receiver for San Francisco. On Sunday, 124 points total. Dell, a balanced attack as well, but just not enough out of Garrett Wilson or Kate Otten in order to put him over the top to get him to that triple digits point. So both those teams are sitting at 5-5, tied with you in the division standings. Monsters of the Midway, Justin picks up another win. That's 9 in a row. He is 9-1 on the season in first place,
people.
all by himself with a 131-99 win over Hamwallet. Justin once again gets a balanced attack, but he is the guy who benefited from Jamar Chase's big game in our league. 55.5 points was, that's tough to go into anything. And really, he just got okay with the rest of his team.
Yeah.
But Jamar Chase carried him across the finish line.
Disgusting.
I'm sure he's not upset about it. Sarah falls to 3-7, getting a good game out of Joe Mixon and the defense for the Cardinals, and that's really about it. Not quite breaking 100 points there either. Congratulations to Matty Ice, who once again for the third straight week is the highest scoring team in our league. He has won 6 in a row with another doubling up of Hit Me With Your Prescott, 133-62. Oof. Poor Hit Me With Your Prescott can't do anything. I mean, I don't know if he has. I mean, there's not much out there on the waiver wire, so you can't get mad at him for it. But the lineup consists of Mason for the 49ers, who maybe gets 2 carries a game at this point. McLaughlin for Denver, who's down to maybe 5 carries a game. He has Waddle and he has Devontae Smith, neither of them doing that great. Sam Laporta now also may be injured and out for a bit. So I don't know if Hit Me With Your Prescott's going to pick up a win this year. If he does, it'll probably be against me. But Matty Ice continues to dominate. Jalen Hurts, big game. Bijan Robinson for Atlanta, a big game. 133 points, the high score of the week, as he improves to 7-3 on the year. And then finally, it's another big blowout where Mad Max, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Zach improves to 7-3 with a 128-58 slashing of Team Rage, who again, nothing that he did wrong. He had a big bye week problem and picked up some guys that just didn't do anything. Didn't get a good game out of CJ Stroud. Mostert didn't do anything last night. Allen, the running back for the Jets, didn't do anything. Devontae Adams, terrible. Zay Flowers, nothing on Thursday. Ferguson, that Cowboys offense is anemic at best. And so Tyler Bass was his highest scoring player with 12 points, the only player of his in double digits, hence why he had 58. Whereas Mad Max had a big game out of Joe Burrow, big game out of Chuba Hubbard, big game out of Travis Kelce, and a pretty decent game out of Downs, the wide receiver for Indianapolis, to put up 128 points. Basically, if you scored 120 points this week, you were the victors. That's what it took to get a victory in this particular league, with the exception of the team you were going up against. But it was a good, tight week in the Morning After Fantasy Football League. Who do you got next week, Big J?
I'm going up against the gentleman that just beat you, Nakua Matata.
Okay, well, you're going to need to score 120 if you want to knock him off. Meanwhile, I'm going to probably have to score 130 to beat Mad Max, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. So we will see how Week 11 goes. Congratulations again, both of us right now. If the season were to end, would be out of the playoff picture. You have the best chance to make a rebound. I am rooting for you, so at least one of us ends up in the playoffs.
Thanks, man.
For God's sake.
Give me Derrick Henry.
No, I will not trade you and throw it the season. That's not happening. Morning After with Nick and Big J.
I'm going to keep asking.
You are not the only one. There's like 7 teams trying to get Derrick Henry from me.
Yeah, but are they one of your closest friends who works with you?
No, they're not. Morning After with Nick and Big J. We will do some bad impressions next on the X Rocks.
We're taking tankless bad impressions.
So far, I'm not impressed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, we got some tickets here for you. Tomorrow night, Rise Against LS Dunes at the Revolution Concert House and Event Center. We'll hook these up for you for free if you figure out bad impressions today.
208-287-1003. That is our phone number now and forever. And all you need to do is figure out Big J's bad impression in order to claim these tickets. Well, Big J will give you 3 clues that will hopefully point you in the direction of somebody that is pretty famous. If you can figure out who that famous person is in 3 clues or less, congratulations. It's you going to Rise Against tomorrow night free of charge, while some of these other people have to actually pay for it.
Yeah.
You ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Then let's get ourselves a contestant. Hello, the X. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, what's up, man? What's your name?
Steve.
All right, Steve, you're up first. Good luck.
Fictional character here, Steve, okay?
Okay.
At night, I beat up criminals. And during the day, I sleep and do billionaire things.
Batman.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Would you have also accepted Bruce Wayne, just to
Yeah,
be clear?
sure.
Wonderful. Congratulations, man. 1 is all you need. Hang on 1 second. We'll get you those Rise Against tickets. What were clues 2 and 3?
I have a collection of really cool things I keep in my man cave.
Like a giant penny.
It's my job to protect Gotham City. I'm not really good at it.
Oh, come on.
Well, I mean, always some crime happening.
That's everywhere, though, buddy.
Let's all the criminals go and get loose out of Arkham Asylum.
You're saying Batman should kill, of course.
Yeah, murder.
And why is Batman in the news?
The Batmobile from the Dark Knight series, Nick, the Tumbler.
Okay.
Warner Brothers has commissioned a company called BruceWayneEX.com to make 10 of these and sell them for $3 million a pop.
Holy bleep.
Or it's not clear if these were used in the movies or not, but there's a handful of them and they're selling them. And of course, they're not street legal, but the specs are pretty cool. It doesn't have guns or anything on it, and it doesn't come with a bat bike. But
what about a turbo booster that makes you go crazy fast?
The engine in here is pretty badass.
All right.
So it's part of the reason it's not street legal. I'm sure if you can probably afford that, $3 million, it's pretty nice. But at the very least, it's so badass. I mean, that'd be pretty cool to see driving around. I've seen it actually drive in person at Comic-Con a billion years ago.
That particular version of the Dark Knight Mobile? Nice, man. Always been a dream of yours to have something like that? Like something crazy? Like, no?
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay.
I mean, well, yeah, of course. But I mean, that's, kid stuff, right? I mean, it's one of the things I loved about Bond movies was the cars. And all the cool stuff they can do.
I mean, I don't know any kids with $3 million, but.
No, me either.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your bad impressions. We will wrap up the show here next on the X Rocks. That's the latest from Pop Evil. What remains? Wrapping up the Morning After with Nick and Big J on this Tuesday. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. Always nice when you can do that. Congratulations to our first couple of qualifiers that got in for the X's Holiday Treasure. Their chance to win their share of $10,000 coming their way. Another chance to play the Carol Quiz tomorrow at 7:40 for sure. We also had a chance to talk a little bit about the world of streaming dumbass with Big J having to watch the movie Apocalypse Z on Amazon Prime. So if you want to play the home game, that's what you're looking for. And we even got to talk about how if you're going to get a private dance, you should probably pay for the private dance. Big J, come on.
Yeah.
You ever have to deal with that when you're working at the Rhino? Like do a little bit of muscle work for people that weren't very nice with the ladies?
Not my responsibility.
No, you were not part of the security team?
No.
They didn't send in Big J to be the enforcer?
No, thank goodness.
Fair enough. That does leave you with the floor, however.
Lil Wayne, he is set to join NFL Game Day morning on NFL Network as a weekly guest for the rest of the NFL season. Didn't know he was that into the commentating. But I guess everybody else is into it. So.
Well, I do believe at this point there's so many of these shows, they're just looking for people that are tertiary to sports that might bring in eyeballs. And Lil Wayne is that, although he is famously a Packers fan, Big J.
Yeah, that's one of the deals, yeah.
Yep, so maybe they'll get some Packers
Did you see him out there at the game?
Yeah, I know. He,
Little Easy?
I tried to text him, but he ghosted me. So
God damn it.
I know, man. I mean, why are you giving me your number if you're not going to text me back, Little Easy? Next set of X-Rock brought to you by Beacon Plumbing for tank and tankless water heaters, clogged drains, leaky faucets, toilets that won't flush. Stop freaking and call Beacon. Beacon Plumbing, Heating and Mechanical, your trusted plumbing source, online at beaconplumbing.com. That is it for us. We will see you tomorrow. Jason Drew's up next. It's the X Rocks.